Hello, Scott Docterman with The Athletic. This question's for Caitlin. Caitlin, who is the one player that maybe had the most influence in the way you play basketball, and why?
That's a good question. Honestly, I grew up watching a lot of different players. I always had basketball on, no matter what level it was, and honestly, the two biggest people that I looked up to are two of my cousins. My cousin ended up playing at Creighton for a while. Her name was Audrey Faber. She played at Dowling, and I always idolized her, and she could score the ball well. She could shoot the ball. So I would say the closest person to me was probably her. But other than that, Maya Moore, I loved the way she played basketball. Sabrina, when I was in high school, that was always who I had on. I always watched Oregon. I always watched Sabrina and the way she played the game. But I was just somebody that loved basketball no matter who it was. I always had the TV on, whether it was men's, whether it was women's, whether it was the WNBA, NBA. I always loved watching the game. So I feel like it was a lot of different players, honestly.
Howie Casoy, New York Post. Caitlin, kind of going off of that, when you got older, when maybe you're in high school or a freshman, or maybe in Team USA, were there any players you ever stepped on the floor with where you're like, oh, wow, I'm playing with this person, or you kind of had gotten used to watching them and then it became real?
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of that way whenever I was playing USA basketball. All those players are really, really talented. And I would say especially when I was in high school still and I was on the U19 team at the time, and Coach Walls was our coach, Coach Close was our coach, and Ryan Howard was on the team, Naz Hillman was on the team, Aaliyah Boston was on the team. It was just I came off the bench. It was just a loaded roster of players. Paige was on the team, Haley Van Lith was on the team. All these players that you look around and are having so much success, whether they're either now in the WNBA. Ryan was obviously Rookie of the Year, same with Aaliyah, and I think it's that. I always loved being surrounded by really great players, and I always knew how great they were when I got to play with them. But also at the same time, I knew I could hold my own. But also it showed me a lot of ways that I could get better. And whenever I had those experiences, they were really special.
Jeff.
Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Either of the players, just your perceptions of Holy Cross from watching them last night.
Yeah, I think they've got a couple pretty good shooters from the outside, and they're just a good, solid team. We know they're going to give it their all and give us their best shot. So I think it's important for us to guard that three-point line and just play a good, solid defense. And honestly, don't do anything we haven't done all year, and just play Iowa basketball and get better.
Dennis.
Dennis Dodd, CBS Sports for both players. Caitlin, how have you managed all this, just the entire thing? And I'd like to have perspective from Gabbie, too, because, in a lot of ways you guys are playing in the shadow, I guess, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think it's been a journey, and it's honestly gone really fast. And obviously this last year has been really crazy. My life has been really crazy. All of our lives have been crazy, but I don't know, my main goal, my main focus is basketball and school and getting my degree, and that's where I spend all of my time doing that. And it's been nice. I'm close to finishing my degree, so a lot of my stuff is online this semester, and just getting to enjoy these last few months of basketball with my best friends has been really, really fun for myself. And I guess that's the thing where I find kind of peace in is I don't feel like this is a job. I don't feel like I have to go out there and score 40 points a night. I just go out there and have fun. And at the same time, I know this is a team sport. I have 4 other people on the court with me at the same time, and I can rely on them, and I'm going to need them if we want to reach our goals in March. It can't just be me, and they've been playing amazing basketball too. So, I don't know. I feel like we still act the same way. We still, are the same team. We have the same culture that we've always had since I stepped on the court when I was a freshman, and I think that just speaks to who we are, and that's the reason we've had success, is because that's how we approach every single day.
Yeah, I would just say, obviously she has a lot of attention on her all the time, and that can bring a lot of pressure, but I think she handles it better than anyone I've ever met. I know if it was me, it'd be a lot on me, so I give her props for that. And I think she just comes in every day, every practice, and you can just tell how much she loves her teammates and how much she loves her coaches and how much she just loves the game. And so I think that just radiates through everything that she does. And there's no one more deserving than her of everything that she's accomplished.
Kyle Huseman, Hawkeye Report. Question for both of you guys. This is the last time for you guys that you get to go through an NCAA tournament. You're both moving on from Iowa after this year. What's the mood like for you guys, knowing that it's different from last year where you come in, there's another year, but this is the last time you get to try to make a run in the NCAA tournament?
Honestly, like I would say for myself, and I don't know if this is the same for Gab, like it doesn't really feel like this is like the end for us. I feel like that's not really how we're approaching it. I feel like we're kind of approaching it like this is very businesslike. This is like we're here to win. We're here to get back to the Final Four. I feel like if you approach it in a way of, this is the end, this is our last time playing on our home court, this is our last time hosting, like you can get too caught up in the emotions of it, and sure, you're going to feel the emotions at some point. That's just how it's going to go. But I think just approaching it in like a business-like manner and going 1-0 every single day is always what Coach Bluter says. I think that's the biggest thing, at least for myself, is, I understand we're really only guaranteed one more game from here on out, but I think just going out there and having fun and approaching it like you always do, that's what's going to bring you success, and that's what brought us success last year. So you can't be too worried about when it's going to end or how it's going to end. You just got to enjoy the moments and live in the moments, and, don't let them pass you by.
Gabbie, do you want to take that too?
Yeah, I would say, obviously, I agree with everything she said, but at the same time, like, we know this is our last tournament as well, and I think that just brings an extra motivation for the three of us, and boy and Molly. But so I think just knowing that this is the last time we'll go through this together as a team, and just make the most of it, give it our all every night we're out there.
Go ahead.
Steve Silverman, Ivy Hoops Online. So for both of you, you enter this tournament as a #1 seed. Does that create any higher expectations or any additional pressure for you?
No, I would say whether we're a 1 seed, whether we're a 10 seed, it doesn't matter. I feel like this team would have the same expectations of ourselves and what we're capable of. I think everybody in our locker room knows what we're capable of, and to be honest, I don't think seeding really matters. It is what it is. That's your draw. It doesn't matter if you have a 1 by your name. Doesn't matter if you have a 9 by your name. It doesn't matter. You got to come and show up and play every single night. And I think our group has great perspective on that. Obviously, my sophomore year, and a lot of the girls on the team experienced this too. Like, we got upset by a 10 seed on our home court. So, anybody can be beat on any given day. That's just how this tournament works. That's why this tournament is so fun. But also, you can beat anybody too. And that's where you can find a lot of success, and that's what we did last year. And so I think our team having that experience is the biggest thing, and understanding, how this tournament works is good. And I like, more than anything, I think just the experience is something we need to lean on. Not everything's going to be perfect, and it's how you respond to those moments. It's going to lead you to a win.
Gabbie, go ahead.
I think she said it perfectly.